All right, here we are on the front of my 2023 Bass Cat Puma STS. This is an amazing boat. I love it. It's the same boat that I ran last year. I made a little change up here on the front. I want to kind of show you guys the difference, why I made the change to the arrangement and the way that I mounted everything. I'm going to show you that here right now. I'm running the Ghost trolling motor again, at least for the time being. I've kind of let that little tip out there. Maybe a change on this side, but we're going to have a brushless trolling motor on this side for sure. We're going to have 360 on it. We're going to have that Garmin LVS 34 on the front. Now Lowrance has got the Active Target 2 coming. That's going to be kind of a mid-year thing. I'm not interested in trying to switch over mid-year when it's a different brand. I'm going to take a look at that thing really hard this year and see if I think it's going to be better for what I want on the forward facing. But as for right now, I'm sticking with the Garmin. And here are the 3 units that I'm going to be running. Last year I had the arrangement a little bit differently and I used different mounts. And I want to kind of show you, I'm going to take these mounts off, or these covers off, show you the difference. Last year I had the Ghost, had the trolling motor pedal right there. I had my Lowrance unit mounted here in the middle, flush to the ground, to the bottom there. I had my Garmin on a pedestal right over here, elevated, and then I had my Helix 12 up there on the front, kind of right where that is mounted, if you can see that, right where that balls out mount is. And I liked it a lot, but what happened was, when I'm fishing, I'm standing up here on the front with the trolling motor like this, and I'm looking down. The unit that I'm looking at the most is the forward-facing unit, mainly to find cover and to be able to look at what I want to look at underwater, at what the live view is. So the one I was looking at the most was the Garmin, and the Garmin was way over here. So instead of, so my eyes would have to come all the way over here. I wanted my eyes to stay up here, and I wanted to have that Garmin up front. The one that I looked at the next was the Humminbird, but for the 360 mainly. I do have the Lakemaster chip with the little screen that runs right there. I looked at that the next most. And then here on my Lowrance, that's my waypoint management. That's where like my default 2D sonar is. That's what I used this for, really, to kind of stay on the cover, to be able to get pinpointed right to where I wanted to on the cover. And then the Navionics maps and the sea maps are on the Lowrance. Some lakes, especially in the south, that is actually better than the Lakemaster. But anywhere from the middle part of the country up north, Lakemaster is more than likely going to be better and a more accurate map. So it's nice to have both mapping systems, since I have both different brands up here on the front. But I wanted that Garmin at the very front. That's an EchoMap 106 SV. That is what I ran last year. I'm running it again. It works great with the LVS 34. Now let me show you just from this perspective. I wanted to have them all in a linear fashion to be able to see easily. So as I'm transitioning left to right, left side fishing, right side fishing, I'm gonna have very seamless, easy transitions. Nothing's gonna get in my way here. And then as you can see down here where I'm gonna be putting my feet, my right foot would go here, or my left foot's here. There's all this room under that. I could have gotten one of the little shorter mounts from Bass Boat Technologies that can, they call it a shorty mount. It brings it closer to the deck, but I didn't want that. I wanted this underfoot room, and I mounted that straight to the floor there. I mean, that's not going anywhere. That thing is solid. That thing is really solid. And then over here, I've got a 4-inch balls out mount there and a 4-inch balls out mount there. I'll hop off of here and kind of show you what the difference is. Now, when I'm going to exit, that's cumbersome, that's a lot, but I still have room to step right there. And then I can go to my trailer and go down that step, get down very easily. But here's the part. So I wanted them all to be nice and level. You can see boom, 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 nice and level, kind of rotates up. That's the 4-inch balls out mount there. I have through bolted it onto the bottom, so that's very rigid. And then I've got the other 4-inch balls out right here, so it can be elevated a little bit. And you can see that thing is rock solid as well. The balls out mounts that I used on the dash last year on the console, really liked those, but that's the deal right there. That is my new arrangement on the front. I've run all the wires nice and neat like. I don't have my my hydro wave yet. I'm gonna mount that in here. Once I do get it, I'm gonna in there in that little space. So once I do get that in, I'll do that. But that's really the gist of how I'm running this front here. I think it's gonna be a tremendous setup there. Smooth. You can see how smooth it is. I think I'm gonna be able to put my cover on without even taking a single unit off. I think that is gonna be nice and convenient. I've got the one lock on here. These ones, I don't have the lock on yet. I'm gonna put a lock on this one. I will probably, if I take one unit off, it'll probably be the garment. I don't think I'll have to take this unit off in order to get my cover on. And I may take this unit off if I need to, but I think that I'm gonna be able to get my cover on and not have any issues with all three of these. I like how it kind of contours to the boat. Really happy about that. And everything seems to be working good. I took it out the other day, had everything on. I had minimal interference between the Humminbird and the Garmin, although the Humminbird Mega 360 and the Garmin run in a similar kilohertz range, similar frequency range. Sometimes you definitely will get some interference there. Depends on your settings for your Garmin. If you take that TVG and put it on low, that will eliminate some of that noise and that interference that you get a little bit. But there's not really much interference with the 2D because it's a 200 kilohertz signal, and in these two, really you're going to have a little interference here, if anything. And you can see how close. I mean, I mounted those things, really close, and it's not hardly any interference. Plus, the screens are very clear. That Mega 360, I messed around with it just a little bit, but right out of the box, that thing was very clear. That's the one thing I like about the 360. Right out of the box, that thing is crystal clear. And Garmin LVS 34, right out of the box, that thing was very clear. I tweaked on it a little bit. I'm not real happy with all of my settings on. I mean, I just had basically an hour or so to kind of mess with these a little bit and fish and see what I could see. But I'm gonna dial these in. Once I dial these in, I'll give you a little better settings demonstration, kind of show you more about that. But if anybody has any questions on anything else from the front of my boat this year on this setup, drop it down there in the comments. I'd be curious to see what all questions you have. And like always, thank you guys for watching. And here we are. That's gonna be my office for this coming year on the Bassmaster Elite Series right there.